It seems like anytime I post anything on Instagram with hashtag #RawVegan, I get thrown into a pool of posts by the algorithm that are devoted to carnivore diet. And it became so consistent at one point that I kind of started gathering information and I started looking on the forums, I started looking on the website, what people have to say about healing with carnivore diet. And I was really surprised that such an opposite school of thought actually leads people to the same healing stories as we read on raw vegan platforms. Another funny thing is that both nutritional schools, they appeal, like in terms of philosophy, they appeal to the same exact things, to the same exact story, but told in the fashion opposite to each other. So, like, basically, the path is the same, the tools are opposite for human evolution. It is really curious, and I had a thought, like, what is common between the two diets that people coming on either of those have the same healing stories. And people usually heal like skin disorders, excess weight, they heal autoimmune diseases, inflammation, and stuff like that. Most like prevalent comorbidities, including cardiac diseases as well. Let's analyze what's common. Like by nature, both diets, carnivore and raw vegan diet, they exclude refined sugars, refined oils, boiled starches, and grains, especially all those novel grains that our bodies don't know how to operate with, and so they just trigger immune response and when they get into the body. They also eliminate processed foods and basically everything packaged that you can find in the store. I mean, my meat is also packaged, but I mean something that is like pre-made meal, filled with a bunch of additives, filled with a bunch of stabilizers, extruded, dried out, baked, boiled, and so whatever. So this is the category of food that seems to be logically linked to the conditions that people heal on either system. I would say in a conclusion to this video that all ethics aside, all science aside, all everything aside, personal preference, again, your aesthetical education aside, everything, just pure facts. What we see that the main villains that deteriorate human health seem to be the foods quote unquote, that are contained in this list, which again, refined foods, processed foods, like prepackaged things, and so on. Removal of those foods and substituting them with foods that are found in nature seems to be a viable approach for humans to thrive. Of course, we can continue this conversation further and bring up a lot of aspects for why you choose one over the other, and I think the battle would be bloody. Since I am raw vegan, since I am invested in this lifestyle, since I appreciate this lifestyle a lot, since it matches my aesthetics, I don't like flesh, I don't like corpses, I don't like their smell, their feel. I don't feel gastronomically stimulated when I see piece of corpse, like raw piece of corpse, unlike my predator dog does. I can give him like piece of flesh, even if it's a little bit rotted. I think he would eat it. I don't have that, so I'm compelled to talk about the benefits of raw vegan nutrition. But this is not the point of this video. I wanted to briefly mention that the first step in healing may not be as radical as choosing either carnivore or raw vegan diet, but to at least eliminate the foods from those categories of those that do not belong in our body, that our body doesn't recognize as foods, and substituting them with natural foods. And here, of course, there will be dispute what to substitute them with animal products, with corpses and secretions of animals, or do you substitute them with plants? And this already will be a creative work of yours, what your soul and mind are inclined to. What do you prefer? Do you prefer products of murder, or do you prefer products of proliferation? Do you prefer condensed nutrition, or do you prefer more diverse nutrition? Do you prefer to operate your body in the regime where you have pathogenic bacteria working in your gut, or do you prefer the mode in which you want very diverse gut microbiome that gives you other perks? So this was up to you. What you choose, what your like education, what your aesthetical education tell you. But the fact is that those foods, such as sugars, oils, boiled starches, refined carbs, refined foods, processed foods, must be eliminated from the diet as step zero for healing anything. So here we'll conclude. Please write comments below, and let's be respectful to each other. And I understand that I could tell a lot about the impact that animal consumption leads to. But I think who understand. Who don't want to understand, they won't understand. So we can avoid pointless battles.